Hey guys. So, Dave Chappelle got attacked while he was doing a performance by some fucking lunatic who, once you see them, you'll know what side they're on. And you can pretty much guess it was because he was telling jokes they didn't like. Because people now are fucking pussies. When you start trying to gatekeep and prevent certain jokes from being told, I mean, it's like, oh, you can't tell jokes about trans people. Okay. Well, you also can't tell jokes about gay people or anyone in that community. You can't tell a joke about anyone with a mental disease. You can't tell a joke about anyone who's fat. You can't tell a joke about anyone who's excessively skinny. You can't tell a joke about people who are pregnant. You can't tell a joke about people who can't get, you see how it just keeps going and going and going. And when you start gatekeeping jokes, there's nothing left. But they're these fucking pussies. It's like last year when he did the trans joke, it wasn't even that bad. I think he said he was like Team Turf or something. He was talking about J.K. Rowling, and he said something about he's pretty much on her team, and people got upset about it. He had a best friend who died unfortunately due to offing themselves, but he had a best friend who was trans. Cared so much about her that he raised money and gave the money to the person's family. So the person was very important to him, but jokes are jokes, and the person who was trans loved those trans jokes. And so if a trans person can laugh at a trans joke, why are these fucking snowflakes trying to gatekeep humor? So once you start saying you can't tell this joke, you can't, what's left of humor? I mean, humor is based in tragedy. So if you can't exploit tragedy, what more is there? Comedian Dave Chappelle was attacked on stage by an armed man. We're going to use that word man very loosely. Tuesday night as he performed at Los Angeles Hollywood Bowl Arena with videos from audience members, cell phones quickly flooding social media and showing a man appear to run onto the stage and tackle the comic. The Los Angeles Police Department told CBS Los Angeles a 23-year-old man armed with a replica handgun that contained a knife blade was arrested and accused of assault with a deadly weapon. I hate when they say accused. The guy clearly was trying to do harm. There's no accusing. It's not like you see some guy walking down the street and you just like, oh yeah, he attacked me. That's accusing something that didn't actually happen. This guy was actually doing it. He's trying to hurt Dave Chappelle. Police identified the suspect to CBS Los Angeles as Isaiah Lee of Los Angeles, and he said he was being held on $30,000 bail. Quite frankly, he should just be kept in there. Chappelle was not injured in the attack, thank God for that. But here's the man, they say. He looks like the kind of idiot who would get offended over a joke. Just look at him. He looks like a little fucking punk-ass bitch. That's what he fucking looks like. Chappelle, whose unapologetic humor, which is what makes him one of the greatest comedians of all fucking time, has made him a lightning rod for criticism, appeared unscathed by sudden interruptions, and later joked with fellow comedian actor Jamie Foxx on stage that he'd take revenge on his attacker. Videos posted to Twitter appeared to show the person who charged Chappelle being detained outside the venue by police and then loaded into an ambulance with visible injuries because he was a dumb fuck and probably tried to fight them. Don't fight the police. You're going to get yourself fucked up. Police told CBS Los Angeles the suspect was taken to a hospital but didn't know his condition. Witnesses said, and videos appeared to show, the man was set upon by multiple people on stage immediately after he attacked Chappelle. While the entire debacle was captured in multiple videos shot by members of the audience, cell phone use was officially banned during the performance. The motivation for the initial attack remained unclear. Well, he's at a Dave Chappelle performance. It was probably a joke that Dave Chappelle said, because these people don't understand humor. Just like they don't get humor, and it pisses me off. Like I said, humor is based in tragedy. So when you can't make fun, it's like, I make fun of myself all the damn time. I constantly say I'm fat, constantly say I'm ugly, you know. And guess what? People laugh. You know, they might say, oh, John, that's not true. You still get a laugh out of it. Comedy is based in tragedy. You know, making fun of oneself or someone's terrible life story, or, you know, a lot of the times they're taking inspiration from things that have happened to them, you know, and these terrible things that have happened, they kind of change things up to make it sound not so bad. So they're telling this tragic story and they've got the audience laughing about it. Because if you can't laugh at it, I mean, comedian Chris Rock was at the show and jokingly asked if the attacker was Will Smith, who made headlines by bounding up on stage and slapping Chris Rock at the Academy Awards. Is that Will Smith? Chappelle drew a sharp rebuke last year from the transgender community for jokes at their expense featured in his latest Netflix performance, The Closer, which was great, by the way. If you haven't seen it on Netflix, I highly recommend it. Netflix stood by the Washington, D.C. native, continuing to air the special despite hundreds of its own employees staging a walkout, which over what they deemed Chappelle's transphobic jokes. The comic later said he'd be happy to meet with any member of the transgender community, and he did. I think I remember him seeing this tweet being sent out. Transgender community, but that he would not be swayed by anyone's demands to censor his routine. You know, a comedian shouldn't be censored. Guess what? That's part of free speech. As long as he's not calling violence. I mean, I may not agree with him politically, but he jabs at everyone. He's like a walking embodiment of South Park. He jabs at conservatives. He jabs at fucking liberals. He jabs at Christians. He jabs at Muslims. He jabs at fucking LGBTQ community. He's black, and he destroys the black community sometimes. That's why he's considered one of the greatest, because he doesn't hold back. And with comedy and free speech, you shouldn't have to hold yourself back because people are, you hurt my feelings. There are some people, and it's great, you know, and if it hurts their feelings so fucking badly, they don't need to watch it. To the transgender community, I'm more than willing to give you an audience, but you will not summon me. I'm not bending to anyone's demands, he told an audience in a clip posted to his Instagram. Yeah, I remember seeing that. The 40-year-old comedian listed 3 conditions for any potential meeting, and responded to fellow comedian Hannah Gadsby, who's fucking stupid. She's not even a comedian. She basically, for like an hour, she'll just stand up there and tell you how white men are bad. She'll just scream at you for a fucking hour and tell you how if you believe this, you're wrong, or your color of your skin is wrong. That's not comedy. That's being preachy. But she's still allowed to say it because free speech. Comedian Hannah Gadsby, who labels Chappelle's Netflix special hate speech. There's no such thing as hate speech. It's just speech they hate. Now, actually, no, there is hate speech. When you're calling directly for violence against someone, that is hate speech. But if you want to meet with me, I'd be more than willing to do so. But I have conditions. First of all, you cannot come if you have not watched my special from beginning to end. Yeah, once you see the jokes that they were talking about, it's like, that's what they were mad about? You must come to a place of my choosing at a time of my choosing. And thirdly, you must admit that Hannah Gadsby is not funny, which I think we all can admit to. She's not funny. I tried to watch a few of her specials. I couldn't. I'm like, was that? Wait, was I supposed to laugh right then? She's not funny. She just preaches like just yells at the audience like the whole fucking time. You know, if you want to get political and do that, there's a right way to do that. George Carlin was fucking hilarious. Like, he didn't like George Carlin because he was a white dude. Yeah, because he was a white dude. No, he was funny as hell. But yeah, Dave Chappelle attacked by some fucking punk ass bitch who has some vendetta out against him. So luckily he was detained. Luckily Dave wasn't harmed. So there's that. Anyways, that's gonna do it for me. You guys know the drill. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.